So this is my first live. I'm really excited about this. And one of the things that we've been doing is really reading and doing a lot of those things. So I thought it'd be really nice to share some of the books that I really love by super talented people. And so this book today, this is going to be my series that I'm going to be starting, Reading with Sang. And today's book is by a Bhutanese author. Her name is Kunzang Choden, and she's actually my friend's boarding school friend's mom. She gave me this book as a gift, and it's been beautifully illustrated by Pema Tsering, also known as Tintin. I don't know if he wants me to know that, but beautiful stuff. One of our favorite books. So I'm going to be reading that. If you want, I can read this. This book is available on Amazon, so you can buy this book. So today I'm going to be talking about it. Okay, so I'm reading the back cover of it. Tashi Doma, a poor orphan girl, finds unexpected riches when she topples down a mouse hole and is befriended by its charming occupant, Aunty Mouse, my favorite. But when a spoiled rich brat tries to repeat the experience, her gifts are quite the opposite. A delightful folktale from Bhutan, retold by one of the country's leading writers, Kunzang Choden, and illustrated by Pema Tsering, an artist and founding member of volunteer artist studio Thimphu, which is also vast, Bhutan. Okay, so let's get started. I don't know. I can see only 2 people are watching, and 1 person is giving a thumbs up. Yay! But hopefully, by the time I go through the book, more people will be there. I'm actually excited because this is my first live. I used to do plenty of lives before, but I've never done a YouTube live, so I'm excited. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so this is Aunty Mouse. Okay, this is. I don't know if you can see this. It's looking ulta for me. Like all the words are looking opposite, but I don't know if you can see this. But I will read it. Aunty Mouse. A folk tale from Bhutan. Oops. My mic. Hello. A folk tale from Bhutan retold by Kunzang Choden, illustrated by Pema Tsering. Okay. This is the beautiful illustration. This is beautiful Bhutan. And this is Tashi, who is with her sheep. And she's really sweet. She's wearing a kira. And yeah, so let's get started. Maybe I should read like this. Okay. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a poor girl called Tashi Doma who lived in a village in Bhutan. I've gone to Bhutan, it's very nice. So who lived in a village in Bhutan. She was an orphan. Both her parents had died and she lived all by herself. Every day she would herd the sheep for the village. She took them to graze in the meadows on the mountainsides. In the evening, when she brought them home, the village folk would give her dinner. Okay, so the village folk are very nice. They're all living here. She looks like Bhutan, so very nice. Tintin, very nice drawings. All right, so this is her raising. While the sheep grazed, she would sit on a big rock and spin wool. She loved to watch her spindle drop down, 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 as she spun long strands of thread. At midday, she would sit on the mossy bank by the spring, where she ate her lunch. Every day she ate the same food, keptang, which is buckwheat bread. One day she was taking the keptang out of the cloth it was wrapped in when suddenly it slipped out of her hands and rolled down, down, down the mountainside. Without a thought, Tashi Doma dashed after her lunch as it went rolling down the mountain. It brushed against the thorny bushes and bounced off the stubborn rocks in its path. As if blown by a gust of wind, Tashidoma found herself in a snug little house. Auntie Mouse was busy cooking. This is Auntie Mouse. She's quite sweet. Auntie Mouse was busy cooking at the stove. Now that you're here, you may as well eat dinner with me. Would you like to eat? Asked Auntie Mouse. Tashidoma was surprised that so much time had passed that it was already dinner time. She was hungry after chasing her lunch down the mountainside. I will be happy to eat whatever you are having, said Tashidoma. So sweet. Auntie Mouse nodded and began to lay out the food. Tashidoma could not believe her eyes when Auntie Mouse quickly spread out a sumptuous dinner fit for a king. After eating the delicious meal together, Auntie Mouse said, Now it's too late for you to go home. Stay with me for the night. Oh no, I can't. The sheep will get lost, said Tashidoma, sounding worried. Don't worry, the sheep will take care of themselves. How shall I prepare your bed? Asked Auntie Mouse. Nice spread. I can sleep anywhere, yawned Tashidoma, already feeling sleepy. Much to her surprise, Auntie Mouse prepared her bed with a thick mattress, warm blankets, and a soft pillow. Tashidoma had never slept in such a comfortable bed. Go to sleep now, but let me tell you something. In the middle of the night, you will feel something pulling at your hair. Don't let that disturb you, and whatever you do, don't open your eyes. Tashidoma was puzzled by this strange request, and thinking about it, she fell asleep. Oh, nice bed, comfortable. Auntie Mouse. Sure enough, in the middle of the night, she was suddenly woken up by gentle pulls and slight tugs in her hair. But remembering what Auntie Mouse had told her, she kept her eyes tight, shut, and drifted off to sleep again. When Tashidoma woke up in the morning, her head felt strangely heavy. She ran her fingers through her hair and was shocked. What? What? Every strand of her hair was strung with jewels and precious stones. Tashidoma touched her head again and again to make sure she wasn't dreaming. After breakfast, Auntie Mouse returned her cloth, but it was wrapped around with something heavy. Open this packet only when you're back among your sheep. Now go quickly before they wander off. As instructed by Auntie Mouse, Tashidoma closed her eyes, and as if blown by a gust of wind, she found herself above the ground near the mouse hole once more. There she is sitting. Holding onto the packet, she ran to where her sheep were grazing peacefully. She opened her packet and found that it was filled with more precious jewels. Tashidoma was so happy and grateful to Auntie Mouse for these wonderful gifts. Nobody had ever been so kind to her. Soon afterwards, a rich girl who lived in the village heard about Tashidoma's wonderful story. She thought to herself, if a poor orphan can get all those jewels, I'm sure I will be able to get even more. She went to Tashidoma and said in a sweet voice, You can rest today. I will herd your sheep for you. Tashidoma happily agreed, and the rich girl took the sheep to the same meadow where Tashidoma usually took them to graze. She doesn't look very nice. When she got there, she threw a kaptang wrapped in a cloth and let it roll down, down, down the mountainside into the mouse hole. As expected, Auntie Mouse invited her into the hole. And as if blown by a gust of wind, the rich girl found herself in Auntie Mouse's house. When Auntie Mouse asked her what she would like for dinner, she replied, I only eat the best food. I want the best that you have. Much to her disgust, Auntie Mouse gave her a pot of cold turnip stew. Ugh! Then Auntie Mouse asked, what kind of bed should I make for you? The girl answered, I can only sleep on silks. Give me the best that you have. Auntie Mouse put an old, worn out sheepskin and a few rags on the floor. Go sleep now, she said, but if you feel anything pulling your hair at night, whatever you do, don't open your eyes. Look at her frowning. She didn't close her eyes. The girl was too excited to sleep, but she closed her eyes anyway. Soon she felt something in her hair. She could not resist a quick peep. She saw hundreds of squeaking, chattering mice working on her hair. She could hardly wait for the morning. The next morning, her hand flew onto her head, but instead of jewels and precious stones, each strand was strung with mouse dung, twigs, and moss. She's so angry. The girl was angry and about to shout at Auntie Mouse when Auntie Mouse handed her a package. Do not open it till you are back among your sheep, she said. As instructed, the rich girl closed her eyes, and as if blown by a gust of wind, she found herself outside the mouse hole again. Why should I wait until I reach the sheep? She thought, I'm rich. I can do whatever I like. She sat down and tore the packet to find more dung, twigs, and moss. The rich girl was so angry that she threw away the contents of the packet and ran home crying all the way. She just couldn't understand why Auntie Mouse had been so kind to Tashi, Doma, and so mean to her. Can you? So, yep, that was the book, Auntie Mouse. I will leave a link in the description to how you can buy this book. It is available on Amazon, so I'm sure you can find it. Thank you for joining me to this live. It wasn't too long, but I'm going to be doing this regularly and taking the books that we have at home and read it for you. And then later on, you can read it to you can play this video for your kids and hopefully put them to sleep. Thanks a lot for joining me. I'll catch you in the next.